Okay, so I think everything's working, but I just got here about maybe 10 minutes ago trying to figure out how to get this thing working and trying to figure out where I'm going to set up my spot. Things that threw me off is the fire pit. I'll show you in a bit, but the fire pit is not what I expected. But I think I'm going to work around that. As far as firewood, I was going to order some because from my understanding you could buy some and they'll bring it in, but that's not going to happen. I saw some dead wood there that I'm going to utilize. They kick me out, they kick me out. I mean, what are they going to do? I'm only here for a night. I'm supposed to be here for the weekend. But obviously that didn't turn out. I'm going to set up the hammock. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, and then we'll see what happens with the rain, if it rains, because that's my luck. I'm going to use these two, the Tensa that I bought last year. Maybe here and here, about 13 feet away. We'll figure that out. Supposedly they got a fix for this thing, which is going to be good because I can't wait till that happens. The sliders, I complained about it the first time when I got it, and Todd, who's a really nice guy from what I got from him, was like, oh well, it's in, you know, because I thought I lost it. I was like, dude, I can't find the I can't find one of the stoppers for this thing. And he's like, well, no, it's here. It's here. I was like, well, I don't know about you, but I don't see it here. And he was like, no, it's there. It's there. So it turns out the thing came apart on me and I had to search inside the pole, and that's where it was. Well, I saw this because I think I was like the only guy that tested this one out on the net. But then I just saw Mikey Cat Outdoors. It's from Illinois. Fellow fish head or fish. See? This is what I'm talking about. All right, so let's do it this way then. Okay, see what I'm saying? That's what happens. Of course you didn't see it, but you know, it comes out. Yeah, all right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up first, and then, because I'm like all over the place, plus I'm hungry. Long drive, long day. I was up till like 12:30 last night because I was procrastinating about going, because I was like, well, since I'm not gonna go to work, you know, since I'm going to work on Friday, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to enjoy this place, and I don't know what I need, and blah 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 blah. So turns out that I wasn't too thrilled about going, because I had food that was going to be done. And then when I found out about that, I was like, well, what's the use, you know? Stuff, but it's got this nice cool fangled bag that you put on here and you blow it up, you know, just like all the cool ones. But guess what, I had this one for about 5 years, maybe, no, No, I'm wrong. About 4. And I wanted to use it to one of these mats, but I never found a use for it. Guess what? I got a use for it now. I bought it for like 10 bucks, and I noticed that they're trending on Amazon for like 25. Can you tell? I didn't set this thing up at all because it rained. But I like the concept of this thing though. You know, it'd be cool if we had a canvas one. That way it could be like for winter stuff too. Nice little slots to put in. Lots of room for stuff. And then to secure it, yeah, you know, I saw like a Special Forces Russian tent, and I'm gonna get it because it looks a lot like this one. And it's a hammock tent. Same thing. Well, almost the same thing. What else is in here? What other goodies does it have in here? Oh, okay. Carabiners. Why aren't there carabiners here? Oh, I see. That's if they want to hang. Cool idea, because the tarp, from what I saw in his video, he just set up the tarp like that, and notice it was just one quick setup. But either way, right now, I'm just gonna do this. You stick inside there. There's like slots with it. Yeah, so there's a nice ride over here. Let's hope that's an airplane. All right, and that's it. Let me see how this goes. I'm scared. We're gonna find out if this thing's worked tonight, and you know, anyway. Not done with it yet. Well, that's it for now. I'm gonna figure out what to do with the fire. Get me some water. After setting up, walked around, processed some firewood. I was gonna get, and I was debating on whether I should get some, regular wood and use this thing, but at the end of the day, I was like, there's a lot of wood back there. I mean, it looked like they cleaned it up. We got Widowmakers that probably just fell last storm. And somebody used them before I did. Again, like the last time. But I ended up grabbing them, processed it, and I'm gonna use that. Figure it's free. And I'm actually landscaping for these guys. But anyway, so I'm gonna do me some water. That way I got something for tomorrow morning. I mean, I still got a lot of water left, but I want to do minimal, especially on the bike. So I had like big plans for this weekend, but like I said, things are a little hectic. So what I ended up doing, I was supposed to work just up till Friday, so I was going to take off after work. Friday, Saturday, Sunday was going to be here, but they needed me to come in on Saturday, so I was kind of screwed. But I always looked at it in a good way, because I figured, hey, I took some advice about getting some stuff for the GoPro, like a mic possibly, or a selfie stick for the phone. So I was researching everything, and there's like a battery with a mount so that you can put the GoPro on it. It's supposed to be for the Hero 5 Black. I used it for the regular Hero 5 Session, and it turns out that it works out pretty good. But I wasn't going to get that. They were saying it was going to come in Friday, so I didn't plan on going home from work, so I was like, I'm not going to get it. Anyway, so when it turns out that I had to work on Saturday, I went home on Friday, and I was like, oh, cool. And so I got this Bluetooth mic set. It's got the mic and everything else. It's just like the Rode, I think it's called. It's a popular brand that a lot of people use for the GoPros. And, it's 2 squares. And they work pretty good, from my understanding, on YouTube. Well, I was looking at them and I was like, well, crap, I'm not going to spend like $300 for them. So, of course, you're on the internet. And I found a Chinese knockoff. I think they're called Beatron, for $67. They looked exactly the same. Same square, same thickness, everything. I was like, do me good, So it turns out that's what I'm going to do. I ended up ordering them. And I did. So, I got them. And I'm like, I'm going to check them out. I'm going to ride with the motorcycle on the GoPro and everything. And I didn't have a legit mount because I didn't know how to set up on, I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm kind of learning as I go. But I like to modify things. So I bought GoPro accessories, with the head thing, and then it's got it's got like a strap for the head. I'm sure everybody knows what they are. And then it's got a brim, a baseball cap brim clip. I was like, hey, I can use that for the bike. I turned around and put it on there, and it was a little loose, so I ended up with the heat gun heating it up and kind of fashioning it close to where it came, pretty good to closing on it. And it worked pretty good. I drove, I rode with it. Seemed good, but I didn't ride with the whole setup on it. It's chunkier now. So I'm going to work this morning. I got the mic and I'm checking it out and started up. and I start going. Didn't even, look on my phone to see if it, if it's the screen was going on or anything. I just kept on going. I looked on the Bertram, and the signal goes up and down for the voice, and I'm like, all right, it's connected, whatever, I'm just gonna ride. So I'm giving like the whole spiel, I'm giving like, okay, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm off to work, and I'm giving the whole explanation and everything as to why, and I'm riding. It's a decent little ride, and it's still at night, and so you get to see like almost the sunrise, and I'm doing all this talking. And I'm thinking, this is good. The battery's still lasting. Normally, I checked the session 5, and it lasts about half hour when I'm riding. But this time it's going a little bit longer. I'm like about maybe 10 minutes away from work, and as I'm riding, I notice that now the GoPro is like moving. And as it's moving, I say it, and I'm like, whoa, the GoPro is moving. And as I did that, I reached for it. I went like this to kind of steady it out. As I did that, the mount broke. The plastic clip part, it broke, and it just literally, it shook, and with the speed, it went into my hand, and I was like, oh crap. And I just was describing the whole thing. So I was like, oh crap, and it was my clutch hand, the light's coming, and luckily for me, I had the jacket open, so I kind of stuffed it in the jacket, tried to zip it up, and got back on, and rode to work. And I'm like, damn, I got lucky, that would have been, I spent this money on the thing, and and I'm like, but that's cool, because it's scenery, you get to see the whole shot. I finally pull up to work, and I stop everything. And all of a sudden, I got a couple of minutes. As soon as I, take the GoPro out of my thing as it's still running, I look, and I've got the damn cap on it. Because, I got this Pulse, aluminum case, and it's got like you can put different lenses on it. Well, it's got a lens protector on it. I got nothing but pitch black. I was like, what? Sucks. I'm like, and then I'm kind of trying to figure out, right, how am I gonna do this with the ride? I ain't got nothing, I was like, screw it, I'll just bring it. And here it is, because it's a nice ride up here. It's very scenic. I wanted to get that at least, Who knows? Maybe I'll figure out something. I'm probably gonna come back, because I kind of like this place for being this close. It's very scenic, and I'm surprised in Illinois, considering the last place I went last year. But anyway, yeah, so that was it. And I had stuff to bring and food that was going to last me. I was going to do the Navajo fry bread, or bannock, or malak, the Yemen bread. I mean, it's your basic setup. You're looking at this one right here is about a cup of flour, tablespoon of baking powder. No, I'm sorry, teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of sugar, and that's it. You could add on other stuff to it, but I kind of like the way it's plain. And that's your bannock. That's your, and then with this one, it's about half a cup of water. I put, it's supposed to be a little bit less, but I put it where it's squishy because I could squeeze it out of the bag. And I make it like a pita, or, like a flatbread. Anyway, I had two set up. I set up a nice little minestrone, dehydrated stuff. I was going to do. I have some lamb, which I'm definitely going to do. Yeah, so all that stuff. And it turns out I only got one day, and I'm like, forget it. So I'll just get enough for the lamb. I'm just going to gorge myself on the lamb, the minestrone. And maybe I'll do the fry bread today, and I'll save some for tomorrow morning on breakfast. That way I could just, pack up and leave. That way I'll do eggs and bacon tomorrow. something real simple, and maybe some more lamb, because I like lamb. But yeah, so yeah, that's where I'm at. Right now I'm kind of warming up the water, and it's not really doing much because, you know, I'm not really keeping it. But it will go up soon because the lamb is definitely gonna stoke up the fire, because ain't nothing like the fat of a lamb that keeps a fire going. It's probably why the Lord likes or liked sacrificing lambs, because they're juicy, fatty, not necessarily fatty, but tender, but they're fat. Very good stuff. But I could see why he did that. Either way, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to make me some lamb, and then some minestrone. I'm still debating on whether I should do this one yet, because I'll probably just put a half a cup of water in it, or just up it, and then what I do is I just mix it in here. It's simpler, you know, like that. Simpler. You just make yourself a serving or whatever, and you're good. And then I'm going to have myself a beer, Peroni. I haven't had that stuff in a while. But I didn't bring my chair because I figured, you know, I'm coming here and they're going to have a bench. They've got to have a bench. I don't like this thing. So I'm doing that. I wanted to try my frying pan, but that was a fail. I put it out, you know, I tried it Thursday or Friday. And as I'm doing it, the damn things fell off, the little tubes. I was like, you suck. So I think it's either the epoxy or something, I don't know. But so far the frying pan, still the other one that I'm going to use for the eggs, that shouldn't be much of a problem, because it's not on direct heat, you know, it's indirect. So, but yeah. Meanwhile, back in the jungle, I did this one, which is going to double as my plate. I'm sure, I think I showed it in my video, but it's got you know, this on there. Remember that? But I doubled it as a plate because this is going to go on here. And this is going to stay as a big skillet. I'm still going to use that other skillet. I got another idea that I will end up doing, because I just want to put that on there, and that's all I need. But anyway, so I came up with something. It's still a work in process, but I think it looks okay. I took an aluminum sheet about the size of this, right? I put it in, and it goes in like that. And then on this, I got 2 holes. I haven't got the holes big enough to do it yet, but I got 2 nails that I put in. And anyway, and that goes in like this. See how it's bent? It goes around this pole, and it goes in this way. Now, even with that, it's steady. You know, it's steady as you're going to get. But it's a nice little skillet. So that's what I'm going to use. And this is going to be doubling as a plate, because, you know, the modular thing. And I can make eggs in here. I can do steak. You know, I can make a nice little meal, grill everything in there, or, you know, fry, whatever the hell you want to call it. But, you know, this is a nice little modular thing. And that's if I don't want to bring around the grill. You know, these, plus I tried it with this one, put it up there, it's not tall enough, you know. And maybe I'm thinking of making like another extension, or putting like another tube in here to where I could add that and put it on top for situations like that. That would be a good thing. Scooter, electric scooter. Anyway, yeah, So that's what I'm thinking of doing. And this one, maybe I'll try it with the flatbread, because that's what I was gonna do inside the little skillet, you know. And then I put the holes. I put something in the holes right there, possibly screws to hold it, or the nails are pretty good, but I think the ones that I have are small ones, you know. So I was like, yeah, they're pointless, but you know, I bent it up and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good the way it is. You know, obviously you want to make sure that the stuff doesn't move all over the place, but that's it for now. Anyway, I'm gonna make me something to eat. And this one, I can do this. See, I don't have something to hold it onto, but I kind of did this on it, where put some notches in it and do that, and then something to hold on to it. That's what I was thinking with this, you know, something I can bolt into and clip on. But you know, like I said, so far it works pretty good with grills. I'd like to add on something where I can hang these up there nicely. A nice little round kind of setup. Okay, so I gotta blow that thing up. Some fire. It should be starting up real soon, because you know, where there's smoke, fire is soon to come up. Because you know, smoke is basically poorly burning fire, or poor fire. I don't know, but that's basically what it is. We'll let that smolder down a little bit. This is where we're going to be the minestrone. And that's just water I'm going to let cool down. See how this stays up real nice? You take a flat key ring, not the round ones, a flat one. And then you bend it a little bit. That way, when it lays flat, you can stick something in it. See? You don't have to fidget with the other ones. But I also bent that kind of, you know, a little bit tighter where it does that. There you go. That's my contribution to the Stanley Cup. You know those little alcohol bottles, like shots, whatever? There's a Fireball one. Olive oil. One with vinegar in it. Balsamic, of course, not regular white vinegar, although you can, but you know, balsamic is like the best. I drink that stuff like it's water. You know, put spices in there, and you get to see it, and you just mark it. And these are kind of cool. So yeah, that's what I do. Oh yeah, and this hack, if you call that a hack. I was like, why does everybody have to make a bail for it and all this other crap and make holes and ruin it when you can just make notches in it with a Dremel? There's no set recipe for what I do. It's all by feel. My mom, when she taught me how to cook, she's like, you know, food is not science. It is an expression of one's emotions. She's like, originally, you know, when people used to eat, cooking and everything else, spices were more of a luxury. Just the mere fact that they had something to cook or, you know, make, like the, you know, with the bannock. spices were, you know. But she's like, ever since then, whenever somebody asks for a recipe, you know, she goes, I never give them the exact one because it depends on how I'm feeling that day. If she's feeling, you know, upset, it'd be a little salty, a little bitter, a little spicy, a little hot, you know, depends on how you feel. And that's what it's all about. And that's what I take to note, you know. That's what I do. The best way to learn. And I taught my brother before I moved out, that's what I did. I was like, here, these are the basics. Your basic tomato sauce. You know what? I was like, your basic tomato sauce, this is what you do. Oil, just cover the pan. You know, just glaze it. Garlic, put in a little bit later. Wait till it gets a little kind of brownish almost. And then put in tomato sauce. Salt. Whatever else you feel. It's all up to you, man. And that's what he did. Sucker knows how to cook now. I remember last time I went by his place. Yeah. Anyway, last time I went by his place. And he made something to eat. I was like, holy crap. You know? Dude, what the hell? And he's like, yeah. He goes, can you believe it? You taught me? I was like, yeah. That's cooking though, you know? I'm normally a fork guy. I cook everything with a fork or a knife, you know. That's how I eat. But I saw this at the Pathfinder store. Looks interesting. Looks kind of cool. I could probably do something like it a little bit better. I bent it up a little bit because, you know, it's a little flimsy, but, you know, not bad. Although, I kind of don't need the flip thing because this is called, I think it's called a Grandpa Grill. And you put it on like that. Is this hot? Probably. That's where the lime is going to go. Ooh, that's not cool. Anyway, and you take it and you can flip it over. But obviously that's what my grill is for this guy. So, yeah, I'm trying this out, seeing what it does. I'll mess with you later. But right now, me want some lamb. I got this from the Pathfinder. That I made myself. And then I got one that I saw his YouTube video on how to make it and I made myself. And it's pretty damn cool. I think it's better than this one, but you know what? I like his stuff. And plus, when his place burned down, you know, support the guy. Very, very awesome guy. Plus, he's in Christ. Let's see how this works. See what I'm saying? It's looks okay. I wouldn't eat anything with this thing though, because you know, it gets hot, just like a cup. So it's definitely like a stirring thing, you know. Yeah, this ain't bad. It's definitely a spatula and a stirring spoon. More than that, I don't think. I mean, that's supposed to be like some sort of a cutting side. It's pretty cool. If it was a little bit sturdier, I guess. But, you know. That's what happens, you know, you put like bug repellent and then a bug lands on you and they're like, poof, they fall right back off. Ooh, that was like singeing. You know how meat, and not just chicken, but meat in general, how it's done? A lot of people are like looking at the temperature, blah, 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 you know. If you still see blood coming out, it's not cooked. When you see clear, the juice is clear, it's done. That's it. You don't have to like charbroil the damn thing. That's how you know if it's like, you know, medium rare, medium well. You know, I don't know how people can just sear the top and the bottom and then all of a sudden just eat and just, it's raw. It's like, dude, seriously? You know, that's why fire was invented. We got fire now. You know what I think is stupid on YouTube? When they go, oh, it just tastes delicious. The guy that's cooking it, like, you know, I'm going to go, it's good. It's good. Would they ever tell you it's crappy, especially if they're making it and they're like trying to show you, like, see, this is what I do. It's like, really, you're kind of biased, you know. Is this working? I don't know. That's what I hate about this type of camping. You hear that? There's people talking and you get blah, 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 blah. You know, you try to get away from it. But, you know, they're amateurs. Once they stop going to bars, they find other places to go drinking. All right, so I'm going to eat. So I'm going to sign off now. Bye. I don't know what the hell.